Hello everybody and welcome to episode 8 of Becoming Bobby as we start our second season and our first full one in charge of Ipswich Town. Now it has been a very busy summer to this point, so today we're going to take you through all the comings and goings as we prepare for another Premier League season. But before we get to the incomings, we have to talk about the outgoings. And Wes Burns has joined Bolton on loan for the rest of the season. Jack Taylor has done the same with Rotherham. And players that were released from their contract, the biggest one is Marcus Harness. And players that left on a free transfer, Christian Walton joined Watford. And then there are quite a few that have gone out the door. So Benny has joined Osasuna, Connor Chaplin has joined Middlesbrough, Cameron Burgess has joined Sheffield United, Axel Twanzebe has joined Sevilla, Dar O'Shea has gone to Sheffield United on loan, Al El Hamadi has joined St Pauli on loan, and Nathan Broadhead has joined Middlesbrough on loan. There may well be others going out the door between now and the start of the season, but for incomings, we're done. Let's meet them. And we start with American international Tanner Tesman. He has joined us from Lyon for £4 million. Central midfield player will replace Kajusti in the centre of the park. Calvin Phillips hasn't come back either. Wanted far too much money. Good on paper, 23 years old, meets the new board objective of signing players 23 and under. And we dipped into the Championship to bring in Bobby Thomas from Coventry City for a fee eventually rising to £8 million. A good squad player, English squad player. If we are thinking about the longer term at 24, he can grow and develop and improve. And then he will fit into the homegrown quota once we start getting into the European stuff. So yeah, it does make sense in the short and the long term, this one. We have bought in a new striker, and that is Sesko Kuto. He has joined us from CSKA Moscow for a fee of £9.75 million. Very good striker. A 1 in 2 scoring rate at the clubs he has been at, which is very good news for us. Finishing a 14, pace of 15. He's a little bit behind everybody else because he was injured for a little bit in pre-season. He was out for 4 weeks, so he's missed a lot of pre-season, and he will need to hit the ground running to make it worthwhile. And we bought in a youngster, and that is Yuri Bus on a free transfer. 2-star player at the moment, potential to grow much beyond that with time. Hopefully that will happen. Obviously, Leif Davis will be the number 1 fullback. We know that. We have options elsewhere. We've got some coming in a little bit later that we'll talk about that can fill in the gaps while this kid develops. So he will get some game time, probably in the League Cup and the FA Cup, and then we'll see if he can fit in if Leif does pick up an injury along the way. We went across the pond to bring in Christian Oliveira from LAFC for a fee rising to £9 million. Another player with bags of potential. Uruguayan international, 23 years of age. We didn't really need any more wide players, but I like options in those particular areas. So we have bought a couple in to try and give us a few more players who can do various different things. We bought in a new goalkeeper from the USA as well, and that is Martin Pass. He has joined us from FC Dallas for £11.25 million. Dutch goalkeeper, not capped by the full squad, but very much an improvement on the goalkeepers we already have. He will be the number 1. Muric is probably going to go, which will leave Alex Palmer as his backup, and we may well bring in another goalkeeper just to fill the 3rd slot. We've strengthened at the back as well by bringing in Tamuki Onamai for £1.4 million. A bit of a bargain, if you ask me. 27 years old, 2.5-star defender at the moment, but has very good attributes to make a difference hopefully in the short and the longer term. We'll see. And we pretty much signed 3 defenders in 2 days as Taylor Harwood-Bellis joined us from Southampton after their relegation. Now, I love this kid. He is very, very good. 23 years of age. I think he just needs to find a home. I mean, he was at Burnley, he was at Manchester City, he was at Southampton, he was at Stoke on loan, he was at Anderlecht as well. He's had plenty of clubs in his short career already. He will find a home at Portman Road, I'm sure. And the biggest coup of the summer is Tanguy Nianzou. He has joined us from Sevilla on loan. No option to buy him at the end, but he started his career with Paris Saint-Germain. He then went on to Bayern Munich, and then he went on to Sevilla. So you only have to look at the pedigree to see how good he is. We are going to develop him, and we're going to help out Sevilla in the hope maybe down the line they give us some other players as well. We went back to Southampton to bring Tyler Dibbling to the football club on loan. Now, we do have an option to buy him for about £13 million, which, if you've seen him in real life, that is an absolute bargain. Obviously, the two things they don't reflect completely. Currently a 2-star player, will have potential to grow. Hopefully, we can help him grow and he might stick around. Who knows? Another player that I was surprised we were able to get hold of, and that is Morgan Rogers from Aston Villa on loan for the season. Aston Villa didn't want him in their first squad, which I can maybe understand. Again, another player that hasn't really developed as he has in real life. He's had a great season in the Premier League, but 3 goals in 17 appearances for Aston Villa last season means he is out on loan with us this year. We also bought in another loan signing from Empoli, and that is Jacopo Fazzini. He has joined us from Empoli, as I mentioned, on loan. Very good central midfield player, 22 years of age. We've got a lot of youth in this year, which is important to the board that we get that in. Another player we've got an option to buy at the end, potentially, if it all works out. We'll see what happens. And last but not least, for now, I think we're probably done, but we might get another goalkeeper, and that is Borja Sainz. He has joined us from Norwich City for £10.25 million. Once I saw he was on the list, I thought, why not? There are plenty of players that have crossed the divide between Norwich and Ipswich, and it will be a delight if we can rub it in their face. Believe me. Because dear old Norwich City, they won the championship last year. Sheffield United and Burnley came up with them. So it's going to be an interesting season. You can see 2 new managers to the league as well. Didier Deschamps, Jose Mourinho. Pep Guardiola was let go by Manchester City after they didn't win the title. Obviously, Arsenal won the title last season. So they are the favourites, Man City. Arsenal at 4-1, 9-2 for Liverpool, 8-1 for Newcastle, 15s for Manchester United and Tottenham, 20-1 Chelsea. Everybody else bar that. We are 450-1. They're predicting us to finish 18th in the table. They were predicting us to do badly last year. We finished 17th. We are looking for much better this time. And to be fair, the fixture computer has not been kind to us for the first 3 weeks of the season at least. So we are at home to Manchester City on the opening day. Then we travel to Stamford Bridge the week after. And then we welcome Liverpool to Portman Road. Then we get a little bit of a break in the second round of the Carabao Cup, depending on who we draw. We are going to come back for the East Anglian derby at the end of August. It's going to be a huge game to start the season, particularly if we don't pick up any results in those first 3 games. Obviously, we beat Chelsea last year, so we're capable of getting a result from that one. The other 2, we will just have to wait and see what happens. So yeah, join me next time for that game with Norwich City. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you've enjoyed it, please leave a like on it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.